Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta juvre. Rishi labir groove snores lagilkor. Rishi labir usas nos dovre.
Games. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the USS Noteworthy. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's Thursday, which means I'm going to be even laxer than usual with treating this with seriousness. My name is Philip. I'm Starfleet Command. We're here to talk about our the Star Trek Adventures game. We are not playing a session of the game. I hope that's been apparent to anyone who's come here on purpose. And if you're just popping in, have some fun. We're not playing tonight. We're doing character building for the game that we've already run one session of, but I basically gave everybody pre-gens based on just the positions, and I tweaked them ever so slightly so they were a little bit,
Yeah, well, and it was just like kind of a test game in a way. We had no idea that it would be so incredible.
No, I resent that.
Make it a part of our lineup.
I resent that. And also, you wanted a Star Trek thing as some part of her lineup. You weren't sure it would be that one. You've been talking about it forever. You're like, I know so many Star Trek people who want to do this.
I do.
It's a dead-on impression. I'm joined here tonight by Dan and Lauren. Hello, Dan and Lauren.
Hello.
Hello.
And I'm so happy to have you guys here in a context where you will not be trading really mean barbs at each other as a divorced couple, as you do on our Monday night game of Civilized Age.
I'll say this here. I won't say this on any other live stream we do.
Okay.
I'll say this here. My goal with Train Sadie Tell is to make people cry. And I'm just building it up.
Oh, no.
Well,
Just building and building.
that
Here's the thing. I cry when I'm mad, too, so...
I mean, it's because it's not opposites. It's all just around the same edge of the same coin. Think of it, it's conical, right? There's apathy at the tip of the cone, but then all the emotions are up there.
Dan, that you just used there.
Why are you being mean to him?
What do you mean to me?
That's not what this night is about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, ma'am.
It was a good word.
I think I'm going to quit the stream.
I think you should after that, because that was completely unprovoked.
Who's the long lost lore HR representative?
Unfortunately, it is her, so that's a problem. Yeah, Lauren's a real. You say, I need to take this to HR. She puts a hand on your knee and says, I'm HR.
Oh, God. No.
I'm HR. A horny rat. Anyway.
Same.
So, let's talk about this game. Now, I know that you guys probably have not looked over these rules. I've read the rules now, and there's one big thing we did wrong. I am going to make the claim that in the quick start rules, they say at one time, sort of small, and I kind of just glossed over it when I was making the thing. So this will serve both as some chatting about these games, but also, let's see how much you remember of our game. There's a mechanic in this game called momentum. And basically, momentum is whenever you get additional successes on top of what the difficulty is, you accumulate momentum, remember?
Yeah.
Well, fun fact, momentum. And the momentum cap is 6, so on everybody's page.
But you know what they say, Philip?
What?
Momentum, mo problems.
Okay, they do. Somebody probably did say it, but we're gonna go ahead and say that in general, that's not what they say. I am now sharing with you the character sheets. I'm sorry I have not done this already, but like we said, guys, this isn't our usual night. Usually I'm on a Thursday night. My God, I'm usually like just staring at the wall, like with my
tonight's
off
Thursday.
switch off.
No,
it's Thursday. I get it. So momentum, my friends. My dear friends, momentum is a shared group stat. You get 6 for the whole party.
I love that.
So
'cause it's like an away team.
It is like an away team. So this won't be on. So if you guys both make sure that you have clicked the tab at the bottom here that says character sheet, not vessel sheet. What we're actually going to have to do for this is I am going to keep I had the vessel sheet on here just so you see how it works, but I am going to create, and we might do a little bit of it tonight. We'll see about that. There is, for a game like this, the ship matters a lot more, and not to throw shade at the recently released Spelljammer, but the main thing I hear people say about Spelljammer is, wow, for a book called Spelljammer, you sure wish they would explain how we can actually run a ship. Because the rules seem to not include, the rules for Wizards of the Coast don't really include, like, here's how the ship works, here's what the ranges are, here's how it just, and I've like, even in the older editions, they would give you some rules for it, but it was kind of vague, and I think people are frustrated. I'm saying this from a context of, I just read this Star Trek Adventures book, and I really feel like they give you, the way the ship works is, it is not too complicated, but it is real and significant. Now, obviously, in a Star Trek game, it would need to be. So what we're going to do, my friends, is if you click the thing that says STA Vessel Sheet, I also realize this is I may periodically drag some of these sheets in front of my screen capture just so viewers can see what we're talking about.
So don't write anything inappropriate. Got it.
No, I'm not going to do it in something where you could do that, to be honest. In fact, here, I'll do it now. So here's kind of the character sheet from the book is a fair bit more, I bought all of these from the, it's either Modifius or Modifius. I don't know how to pronounce this company's name. But I downloaded basically the main rules, and then I downloaded the specified rules for all the different departments. Kind of like the operations guide, the command guide, and the science guide, just so if people want to take specific things from those, they can.
I will say, so I think it's good. There's the dash over the O, so I think it's Mo. I'm looking at their little logo there.
Modifius?
Modifius.
Modifius. I remember in high school when I started taking German my freshman year, the way that my German teacher would taught us how to do like the U with an umlaut, because it's not like technically a sound that we make in the English language.
Yeah, it is.
And we, like, first time we did it, The entire class died laughing.
It's kind of a, I've always described it as a, like, it's like a U, you know, like a liquid U, Lauren, from like Received Pronunciation?
Yes.
It's a liquid U on steroids.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Sound
um
like it.
in
Oh,
any
there's.
case.
Oh, never mind.
Here's how we're going to do this. You all, as players, when we play this, you will have your character sheet as per usual, but you will also all have access to, I will share one sheet with everybody that is the ship itself. And the ship itself sheet is going to have your momentum on it. I will handle tracking momentum for the group to some extent, but that way you guys can look and see how much momentum do we have right now. Because when you play this game in person, you have tokens for momentum that are kind of in the middle of the table. Which is cool, but it's harder to do in a Zoom scenario.
Maybe one day we can have, like, a table camera when we
Sure.
have a budget
Sure.
that's not spent on.
Yeah, when we have like a
videos.
studio that we do this at.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
I
a
would love that.
I would hate that so much.
I know.
It would mean I would
think
have
the
to
main-
go to a place and see a person, let alone
No, it would be at
multiple
your
people.
place.
That's
Philip,
less
it'd be at your
that's
home.
less upsetting to me. I don't mind hosting things, but going places,
I was gonna say, I think the only reason that you do this is because you don't have to leave your place.
That's true.
woe to those who make me leave my place. Grocery store, get out of here.
But
I'm
then
honestly shocked. I'm
Philip,
shocked you did Emerald Knights as long as you did.
Yeah.
he enjoys people to in certain capacities. But Philip, here's the thing: you would have it at your house, and then you'd be stuck with like 5 extroverts because we would not leave.
I'm pleased to announce the end of Long Lost Lore as a Twitch channel. You've made some really good points. I haven't considered things. And I'm done with these games because of the possibility that I'll have to see extroverts again in person. They're so blessed loud. So, my friends, let's talk about this game. We are going to be doing the Lifepath creation for these characters, which is really fun. If you would both open up your PDFs for the main PDF. You're gonna go. It starts on page 100 very conveniently, although it's page 106 of the document, so it's numbered page 100, but page 106. We're basically gonna go through Lifepath. Lifepath is a really cool thing this system did, and I kind of wish that D&D did stuff like this, and maybe in one D&D they will. But like I always, Dan, tell me if you agree with this. In my experience, no one is picking their background first. You know, people always pick their, like, and also it may be because it's people who know, but like even like the first time I went into a store, people were like what class are you gonna be? No one was like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
And so because of that, and yet there are certain things you choose in your background, or that your background determines that like changes other stuff. There's always, whenever I build a character in D&D, I always feel like I'm flipping back and forth.
Yeah, so I mean, like when I'm building a D&D character, at this point, what I'll do is I'll be like, who is this character?
Yeah.
And then I will be like, okay, like what are I kind of like get to the class and background, kind of like either right at the same time or like a 1A, 1B kind of thing. And I definitely choose the background before I fully done all the class stuff because oh Jesus Christ, I can't talk. There's mostly for the skill proficiencies, but yeah.
But that literally, it's that. It's the, so which skill proficiencies? Ooh, I better not pick this one. Ooh, I bet, like that just is, it's so kind of finicky. This life path creation, I'm going to tell you guys something now. I practiced this today. Because even though this is an off-night stream, I wasn't going to come on here, without a dry run. So, I built an NPC because the game basically says minor NPCs should just be kind of this thing and they kind of can't do anything. Major or notable NPCs should be kind of this level, and I get it. But then, like the major NPCs, you basically build them like they're full characters. So I went ahead and did the life path for Commander Grace Maxwell.
Ooh.
Now, Commander Grace Maxwell, and Dan, I know that you sort of had left Did you?
I saw. I mean, I got a little of Commander Grace Maxwell, but did she get some more action later?
Did you? Yeah, I don't know if you read the recap of that. So
No.
basically, we kind of had that Senec was kind of like dealing with other matters as it went on.
Yes.
Basically, Commander Grace Maxwell like really came to loggerheads with the Doctor and the Counselor because she was basically saying, "You guys did this. I told you not to. I told you this was risky. You rushed in." Now this creature, basically, as Grimm kind of continued forward, Grimm was like, all right, well, I want you to make me other goblins. I need to be able to live in whatever stuff. And things got pretty tense. And in fact, Grace Maxwell, when Dr. Gates Reynolds refused to kind of like, I forget exactly what Grace Reynolds was refusing to do, but or what Gates Reynolds was doing, Commander Maxwell went to Starfleet Medical, to the Starfleet like Surgeon General, and sort of said like, you need to rein this person in. So Gates Reynolds was very upset.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it sounds like Commander Maxwell was in the right of things.
It's tricky because I would say Commander Maxwell is a little overly quick to like go to command, go to whatever. But I will say,
logical that when a threat is outside of one's level of expertise, one, as how do humans say, runs it up the flagpole.
But sometimes you just have to go with the vibe, you know.
That's all fine, Counselor Vale. But I am gonna say my own view of it. I think the doctor was the doctor was refusing to admit certain things. Let's phrase it like that.
That's fair.
Point being, I said, cool, I'm going to make Commander Grace Maxwell. Well, guys, this Lifepath creation system is awesome. I made Commander Grace Maxwell, and we have the luxury of like kind of already knowing certain things about these characters and kind of, having some backstory for them already. So Maxwell, as it happens, because of that, so basically I'll explain how Lifepath works. You are going to pick like your species to start with. Then you describe your upbringing, which gives you certain facets, and it gives you values. We didn't really deal with the values last time, but the values are actually very important because values are when you can only spend determination when there's some value connected to it. So it's like your values are like your core tenets. They don't have a mechanical impact, but it's sort of something you're supposed to like do. And the game master or the Starfleet command can basically have you do something like if you invoke a negative side of it, you get more determination. If you like dig in on something that is a value of yours that is kind of like creating tension, you're rewarded with determination you can later spend. So it's like it's one of those sort of cool like character-based things. So what's cool about this is you start gaining these values like from your youth. So they're like, pick one from your background. Which kind of place were you in? Was it this? Was it this? Okay, cool. Here's your value for it. Great. It moves on to, so you do your environment, your upbringing, then you do your Starfleet career, and you pick which thing you're doing. Now, in some cases, you might just roll that randomly, but for you guys, we already know. We already know both of your species and your Starfleet career. Then you do your Starfleet Academy, but then you do the career, and you actually roll events that happened in your career. There's like a random table, and there's expanded ones as well. So Grace Maxwell, I rolled a 2d20 for this. I rolled a 1 and a 20.
Oh,
so Commander Grace Maxwell.
That's a real Henry Lovestone kind of role.
How that? Commander Grace Maxwell. I'll just basically explain. Commander Grace Maxwell, about 8 years ago, was aboard the USS Linnaeus, a science vessel.
Better been a science vessel with that name.
Yes, and 70% of the crew were killed because.
By Grace Maxwell.
Yes, she took them all out. No, it was basically it was some like experimental scientific stuff that Grace Maxwell had said repeatedly. This is too dangerous. You guys are not like going by this thing, and it killed. The crew had 314 people. 94 survived. Those who survived were largely due to her actions when it happened.
I love that. I love that so much.
So the point is. Now,
She was acting in character.
she was very much. Now, of course, I've retroactively made it that she's in character, but this will be sort of for moving forward. So basically, and that gave her the value. One of her 4 values. You're supposed to kind of name them interesting things. One of her 4 values is they never stopped to think if they should.
Ah.
Dr. Grace Maxwell is suspicious of scientists and medical people who just go haphazardly at these things and don't consider the repercussions.
That's very fair.
Consequently, I made sure she only has a 1 in science, because she's like, no, that's ridiculous. She, however, she grew up on Setlick 3. Her last name's Maxwell. Hardcore Star Trek people might do something with that eventually. The point is, she, because of that, has a deep... this was a frontier colony. And her upbringing, I randomly rolled it, was diplomacy and politics. So she is actually an extremely diplomatic... This also makes sense. She wasn't even saying, you know, in retrospect, now it's kind of like all that stuff with Grimm. She wasn't even saying, don't do it. She's like, we need to talk about it. And instead, you guys just ran off and did it. Furthermore...
I googled Setlick 3. I like that. Yeah.
Furthermore, Commander Grace Maxwell was also involved in a first contact, in which she was only an ensign piloting the shuttle that took down the captain, but the captain and the first officer were both Tellarites, and a pathogen like rendered them both like out of control of their emotions, and so she wound up having to like salvage the first contact before other non-Tellarites could get there, because there was an unknown pathogen that was... Anyway, point being, these life events are like really cool, and they give you values and they give you ideas. So I really like this system. So we're going to do this kind of step by step with both of you. Go ahead on your sheets that I've shared with you. Go ahead and let's put in on the page that says character sheet. Yeah, go ahead and put in your name, your species. I can actually, you do have ranks and assignments. Lauren, you can write commander as your rank. And
just like navigation.
No, you are the... Wait, I know what it's called. Hold on, sorry. You, sir... are the senior flight controller.
Senior flight control officer?
Controller. But you can say officer if you want to, that's fine.
I'll do officer, yeah, that's fine.
And yes, you are a lieutenant commander. All right, so we have both of your... we have kind of many of those things up there. Now, the next thing we're going to do... Lauren, for now, could you please, in your attributes, could you put a 7 in all 6 of your attributes and a 1 in all 6 of your disciplines to start with?
Sorry, 1 in the disciplines?
Each discipline starts with a 1, and each attribute starts at a 7. Now, over the course of this, at different times, you're going to add numbers to these, and at the end you're going to have, I think, a total of 56 in your attributes and a total of 16 in your disciplines. So like at the end you can add about, and there are some caps, like you can't have any discipline more than 5, you can't have any attribute more than 12, I think. So now that we've done this, we are going to dive a little deeper into your species. For you, my Vulcan friend, your species page is on is Book 110, PDF 116, and the Trill is the page right before that, Book 109, PDF 115. You will see that both of you have attributes listed there. So basically, you give yourself a +1 to the 3 attributes listed on that page.
Wait, hold on. What page are we on?
Page 115 of the PDF, which is 109 of the document. And I can also tell you if you don't want to have the PDF open.
No, I want it.
I want it.
No. I might be
Are
on
you in a book called STA Core Rulebook?
No, I'm on Star Trek Adventures.
Well, that's okay. I mean...
Wait. What? I don't think. Did you share it with me?
Yes. On Google.
Where? I don't see it.
Okay.
Wait, through email?
Nope.
Wait,
I don't know. Did you get the Google Drive link sent to your email?
no. Wait.
And go to your Drive and go to share.
Oh,
with
it
me.
is actually. Wait, your PDF is called Star Trek Adventures. Okay. Is it Is it 376 pages?
It is.
So page 115. You just made it look like, oh, I feel like I said that 3 times at the start.
No, you did, but I wasn't sure if you meant the document.
I said,
itself.
oh my god. I said document page, PDF page. Hey, chat, did I say it or not?
No, don't respond. No,
I said it multiple times. I'm mad at you.
you did. I got confused.
Stop gaslighting me.
I'm not saying that you didn't. I just don't want to be responsible for my shortcomings.
You can't gaslight me. You have no power over me. So, friendo.
We have confirmation in the chat that Philip is correct.
I appreciate that.
I knew it.
Thank you, chat. Lauren, do you remember why I asked you to pull up this page?
So we can find the stuff about.
Do you see where it
add
says
the number.
attributes on that page?
Yes.
Please add 1 to
Oh,
the
I
3
add those
listed.
automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, just so that people are aware, Trill gain a +1 to control, a +1 to presence, and a +1 to reason. Vulcans gain a +1 to control, a +1 to fitness, and a +1 to reason. Because those Vulcans, they can throw you, you know.
They're strong.
They're very strong. Live long and swole per? I don't have it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Live swole and prosper. Yeah, there we go. So, there you go. Now, right under that, you have something called a trait. Traits are... honestly, all you have to write up in the trait is that you are just like write that you're a Trill or a Vulcan. Traits are listed right under your species on your character sheet. Typically the traits are like supposed to be like very, very like general things, and to be perfectly honest, being a Trill or a human or a Vulcan is not really much of a thing on it's kind of just like, you know, it just means that people will know that you're that and will treat you certain ways. Vulcan, it just means you're sort of into logic. Trill, it means you're, you know, maybe you have an alien in your head. So upon choosing your species, you are also going to gain 1 talent. If you look on the page you're on, there are species-specific talents that you can only pick basically right now. Although if you really wind up wanting more than 1 from that, I'll let you pick it from later steps. You don't have to pick one of your species ones at this time. You can pick any talent you qualify for. And Dan, here's an interesting part of this. You're going to notice, like if you open the command book and look at all the con stuff, several of the talents require you to have a certain ability score in con. The way I understand it is you can't pick that until you actually have that. So this really is, the idea is like, this is a talent you have had like pre-joining Starfleet. This is like a talent that like is something you've had since you were young. So though you can pick any talent in this book that you qualify for, right now is the time for you to pick any of these species-specific ones. I think, Lauren, you're probably going to pick joined, correct? Because you are a joined Trill. All right. And I'll even go ahead and copy-paste that in for you. Why does it always do the dumbest stuff in these Google Sheets, you guys? Okay. And you also are not a former initiate.
What a cool talent. Once per mission, I may declare that a former host had expertise in a relevant skill or field of study.
Yep.
That's so good.
And then you get, basically that means you get to use that as a thing. Dan, do you have one that you're looking at?
I'm looking at all of them from every species just to see if there's something I can try and sell you on.
Understood. I'll also mention, so in addition to that, just so you know where to go here, you can also go to document page 135, PDF page 141, and that shows you all the talents in this book. You could pick the any of the first set of them are things that have no like specific requirements. The rest will have requirements in some discipline.
Yeah.
And then also you could look at your command division talents, and those are going to be in the command book starting on page document 44, PDF 48. But those all have requirements.
I'm gonna just go with mind meld.
Go with mind meld. I think. Can we all just get real for a second? I think mind meld, guys, makes a lot of sense. Let's face it.
Mind meld is pretty cool.
The mind meld allows you to, I guess Lauren was explaining what her talent was. The mind meld is you've undergone the training, the telepathic technique that allow the melding of minds through physical contact. This will always require a task with difficulty of at least 1. Can be opposed if the participant is unwilling. But if you succeed, you link minds, sharing thoughts and memories. Momentum can be spent to gain more information or perform even deeper exchanges. It's tiring and potentially hazardous. Complications result in pain, disorientation, or lingering emotional behavior difficulties. So that's like a really cool power. You could meld your mind.
Yes.
I love it. All right, so you are both taking, and I think in a very good way. Dan, I am also going to say, if you decide you want to go back and take either Kolinar or Nerve Pinch for other talents, you are fully welcome to. Lauren, the 2 Trill talents are actually mutually exclusive, so you cannot take that one.
That's fair.
But we now have, congratulations, we have a sense of who you guys were. Or we have a sense of kind of your species and how it is. But now let's talk about your backstories. Let's talk about who you were, where you came from. This is on page 111 of the document 117 of the PDF. It says Step 2 Environment. And there is a D6 table we can do for this, or you can pick one. And I think I rolled randomly for Grace Maxwell because she's just a whatever person, but for you guys, you may want to be more considered and deliberate in this, so I'm going to mention what all these random environments are. And it's kind of like an interesting sort of like, it really does cover almost everything. You're either on your home world. Mm-hmm.
I would have had to be on the home world if I were a joined Trill.
You would have had to have been on it. You don't have to have grown up there. You could have grown up somewhere else and then come there to become an initiate.
That is true.
But that being said, if you want to be on the home world, be on the home world.
No, it's okay. Go on. Sorry.
So one option's homeworld. One is a busy colony. In other words, like a planet that basically seems like a homeworld, but it is not the home. Because an homeworld in this context means this is the birthplace of your civilization or species. It's not like any world you come from is your homeworld, but the homeworld means you're from. Like if you're a human, your homeworld is Earth. If you're a Vulcan, your homeworld is Vulcan, etc. And yes, absolutely. If you want to be, I don't want it to be like I'm talking you out of being a Trill. Being from Trill, you absolutely should. It's called Trill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my only thing is, it's like I think if your track was to become an initiate, you did have to stay on Trill.
Right, but you could have been born somewhere else and gone there. Right?
Oh, true. Yes, because yes. Okay, sorry, Jadzia. She was like chosen and decided.
Yeah, you can try. I mean, you still went through the whole process, but you didn't have to come from there. You can have a different sort of background. But if you just want to be from homeworld, be from the homeworld. Another option is a busy colony, which is kind of like a homeworld level advanced planet, but it's not an actual homeworld. After that is an isolated colony, which means you're kind of on a smaller colony, more remote. A frontier colony means you're super remote. You could be from a starship or starbase, so you could have grown up on a ship or on a station. Or you could have been on, I actually were like 6, another species world. So in other words, you grew up on Earth, or you grew up on Andoria, or you grew up on one of these things. So each of these gives you a specific, each of these we're going to try to pick a value based on it, and then each one gives you a specific attribute and discipline. Some of them are like you have a choice. Others say, because of this, you had to at least have gone up a little bit in daring because you grew up in this kind of setting. Or because of this, you went up a little in blank. So does anybody want to roll these randomly, or do you guys think you want to pick them specifically?
I'll roll randomly.
Okay, roll a d6.
Remind me, what time period are we doing this in?
This game takes place in probably like takes place like 2373, so it's like Deep Space Nine era, but we're just not doing anything with the Dominion War. It's just like you guys aren't assigned to it.
Okay.
Busy colony.
A busy colony. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
So in that case, just based on the time, probably makes the most sense that I was born on Vulcan.
Fair enough. So you will be a homeworld. So on your character sheet, you see up there, your environment. You should write homeworld and then Vulcan. And for you, Quincy, so you want to do busy colony?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, let's Google if there are any Trill colonies.
I don't know if there were. I think the Trill stayed pretty on Trill. Maybe I should just stay on Trill.
You can just stay on that. They do have colonies according to some comic books. Somebody's like, this is a Trill colony. But if you just want to stay on Trill, stay on Trill.
Well, no, I think somebody who's I think that could offer a lot of depth.
There is a Trill system. Let's see if there are other planets or... Because, it even says here in the book, being from a busy colony, might mean you're from the literal system that you're in. It means you're from an old colony.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can be from that, or you can just say you're just from Trill. How you want to do it?
I'll just be from Trill.
All right, cool.
It's
so you are
easier that
also homeworld Trill. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. All right, now because of you guys both being from these homeworlds, the first thing you get to do is choose one of the attributes that you've already improved because of your species and improve it again. This represents the idea that you've, because you've been amongst your culture a lot, these things are reinforced. It seems that Senec, understandably, has increased his reason once again.
That is correct, yes.
And it's +1, right?
Yes, but you can't do what you can't...
Oh, right. You just said it. Damn it. 2.
You just said it. Damn it.
I listen, but I just don't hear. No, I hear, I just don't listen.
At some point, I want you to explain to me the difference.
I hear the words, but my brain doesn't process it until
Understood.
I think back. I have to replay the tape sometimes.
Fair enough. All right, so the next thing you'll do is you get to increase a specific discipline. You can choose from command, security, or science. I suppose that is the idea, is that these represent the thing. I get that they wouldn't have you learning about Khan on your home planet, because you're not ever really flying a ship around, as likely. So increase one of those by 1.
Yeah, I bumped command up by 1.
And the last thing is the value. And values, there aren't examples of values. We're just going to kind of come up with the values as we see them. What they like for you to do for your values is to try to reflect the culture you've been raised in, so that it can demonstrate how you connect with that culture or how you don't connect with your culture. So Dan, yours could be something of, whether it's a sort of specifically logic thing or whether it's...
Yeah, so it's just logic dictates ...
That's perfect. The idea is logic dictates. It's a standard one for Vulcans. We get where you're coming from. Lauren, for Quincy, It can be, yeah.
I want it to be something like kind of along the lines of insight, that she wants to use her like past lives experience to help other people, like regardless of their
How
species.
about
Many through one.
I've lived many lives.
how about my past lives are not for me alone?
That's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like somebody just said something like that on Discovery, so I'm just cribbing that. Yeah, so my past lives are not for me alone. Should I put that in your? I'll put that in your.
Sorry, that's for under talents, right?
No, that is a value.
Oh, wait.
So I put it in your values there. So the idea of values is talents are a mechanical ability that you have. Talent means it's something that you can do in the game that other people can't. Your values represent a character idea and an ideal that you hold, a value that it's like literally what your values are. But they don't have a mechanical idea, and they also the book says you should try to make them, neutral whenever possible. It's good to sort of have your values that can be, both good and bad. For example, Senec's value of logic dictates, let's face it, can get you into some scrapes because you're looking at things too logically, or you refuse to see other ideas. Whereas my past lives are not for me alone means you might connect with someone because of your past life and forget other things you should be doing. You might feel your need to share with this might become a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Next. So, but there we go. We now have your sort of early lives, some of the early stuff from you on your homeworld. You've both chosen homeworld. I think it makes sense. Step 3 is your upbringing. Mm-hmm. Your upbringing is going to, once again, there are 6 kinds of upbringing you could have, and we're assuming you're Starfleet officers, and you both are. You can either be brought up in Starfleet, brought up around a business or a trade, brought up around culture or in a rural area, brought up around science and technology, brought up around arts or creative endeavors, or brought up amidst diplomacy and politics. Your upbringing is going to give you 3 points for your attributes. It will give you 1 point to a discipline, and these are going to probably be dictated by which one you choose. And it's going to give you a focus, and focuses are another thing we remember from this game. A focus is something you're pretty good at, and what it means is that if you can roll below the focus specifically when you're doing a task roll, you actually get 2 successes rather than 1, which is a cool thing. And you also get a talent from here as well, and it can be any talent you apply for, or you qualify for. So, anybody want to roll these randomly, or you guys want to kind of look these over a bit and think about these, kind of how they work?
I'm trying to think of Trill, because Trill, I mean, they pretty much, they're not as isolated as the Klingons or anything, but they're pretty reserved.
To some extent they are, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, fairly.
Yeah. They also they are well represented in Starfleet, especially ones who have hosts.
That is true.
I will select science and technology.
Science and technology. Senec. A logical choice.
My thoughts precisely.
All right.
I will do artistic and creative.
Artistic and creative. All right. Wonderful.
Got a lot of empathy.
So Dan, you see that you're going to increase your control by 2 and your reason by 1.
Yes.
And then you get to pick from con, engineering, science, or medicine for your discipline, and your focus should be something related to your to this study. This is on page 115 of the document, 121 of the PDF, by the way, Lauren. So you are going to increase your insight by 1 and your presence by 2, please.
I will select as my focus astronavigation.
Again, logical choice. Do you want me to put those on for you, Lauren?
Sorry, I was banning a bot
Oh, gotcha.
when you were saying that.
Ban the bot.
Insight by 1 and presence by 2.
Insight by 1 and presence by 2. Unless you rebelled against your artistic upbringing.
No, I liked it.
Okay, good. In which case, you do your daring by 1 and fitness by 2. All right. The next thing you'll do here is you get to increase command, engineering, or science by 1. For you, science and medicine are really important ones, but command could be pretty helpful for your character as well.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Dan's just reading and doing it, so I'm mainly talking to you.
Oh. That's why I was getting confused. Yeah, I'll do command.
Okay. And lastly, we're going to pick a focus for you. These should be sort of a preferred way of refining your skills. It can be things like botany, cultural studies, programming, linguistics, music, observation, persuasion, or psychology.
That's an obvious one.
Okay. Well, you do get plenty of talents, so it's good to maybe have some talents that are not as, but yeah, it's an obvious one.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And then last, you get to pick another talent. So here on your focus, if you're going to do psychology, I'll put that here in your focus. You get to pick another talent. So for your additional talent, you can either pick. You can't even pick the other trill one, so we need to look at the talents list. You should go to page 135 of the document, slash 141 of the PDF.
Okay.
And that's where kind of the first, there's a section of talents there that have no requirement that go from bold to tough. And then you could also go down to like the medical talents, although you don't have high medicine yet, do you? So, let me actually look at your sciences division book real quick. Ba-da-ba-ba.
I like this Bajoran chick, just like, There's a man with a batleth.
There's a man running with a batleth.
Nothing wrong with that. Last year at Wasteland, there was a store with a batleth, and so I got some pictures with the batleth.
Oh yeah, I think you showed those to us.
That's very cool. So yeah, pick one of these talents here. And I can, and maybe what we'll do is you read these over, ask me any questions, but Dan, we can also kind of keep going, on yours.
Yes, I will. There's a talent that I want that I don't have the con for yet, and so I will circle back to that later.
Okay, yeah, you should note it down. Which talent is it from the Command Division book, or is it a?
Oh, I haven't looked at the Command Division book yet. It's Starship Expert.
Starship Expert A, Mod A. All right.
Okay, wait, hang on.
Sorry, I can only do the kind of freestanding talents, right?
Or any talent that you currently have the score to do. So for you could do a Science 2 or a Command 2.
Oh.
Also,
okay.
I might be wrong about that. You might be able to pick them provided that you pay for them eventually. I just think it's kind of interesting to to kind of pick things that you legitimately could have picked up at this stage of your life. Because you guys haven't even been to the academy yet.
So I couldn't do diffuse the tension then?
I don't believe you could do diffuse the tension because, yes, you are not yet. You don't have Command 3.
Where in the supplement, sorry, Phil, where in the supplement are the talents?
Yes, excellent question. Go to page, for your con talents, it is page 49 in the in the document 53 of the PDF.
Okay.
Oh yes, I see. Sorry, a chat here. Yes, the books we currently have for them are just the division expansions. We have the core rule book, and then we have command, sciences, and operations division. What are good other what are supplements? What are good supplements that have good talents and stuff in them? I'm curious. If you know. Oh, I didn't realize that the quadrant guides had talents in them as well. Well, then I really should have bought the huge PDF pack and not just the. I just kind of bought a few, but apparently.
I will select collaboration.
Collaboration. Ooh. Great. Collaboration. I will say to our viewers. Oh, the builder. You can look up what the talents are. That's very helpful. So collaboration allows you to choose a single discipline. When you select this, when an ally attempts a task using that discipline, you can spend an momentum immediate to allow them to use your score for that discipline and one of your focuses.
I will
very good.
Select con.
Con. I think that's a again logical choice as you sort of like help people fly. Kind of some backseat co-piloting situation. All right. Excellent.
I would like to go with constantly watching.
Ooh, great. I'll put that in. And congratulations, we now know what you guys were doing earlier in your lives. But you can't just stay on Trill and or Vulcan for long, my friends. True. Eventually, you have to go to Starfleet.
You gotta have faith of the heart and just...
You really do have to have faith of the heart. The best song associated with Star Trek. Faith of the Heart. It's so good. It was written by Diane Warren. She's won Oscars. I've got faith.
I don't have a record of that one around.
Step 4, Starfleet Academy. So, you're going to have a pretty big impact on the game. First of all, you're going to take your track, which you both have already had this determined. So this is not a choice for you. Mm-hmm. So on page 118 of the document, 122 of the PDF, Dan, you see the command track options. You're going to gain a value that represents what you've learned here from... You guys only have one value so far? Did we miss a value? Hold on.
I do not believe so.
Yeah. Oh, career and... Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, we're good. At Starfleet Academy, so basically you're going to pick a value that embodies sort of something you really learned at Starfleet Academy, an idea that kind of came to you from the study. I'll give you as comparison that Grace Maxwell, hers... This also, I was retroactively trying to explain why she went above the person's head. Her one she got there was, the system works, though slowly turn the gears. So in other words, she is someone who believes that if you run it up the chain to Starfleet, it might take a while, but the right thing will happen, and that's why she went to the medical thing.
She believes in slow and incremental change in politics, doesn't she?
I mean, probably.
Also, for those of y'all in the chat who don't know, we are doing the Lifepath?
We are doing Lifepath. Yes, we're doing the Lifepath version, and we are not using the builder, which I did not even know existed. I'm going to just Google
But
right
we
now.
we are starting with characters that we did a quick start for, so that's why we're now going back to their Starfleet days, because we had already chosen their sort of careers. for our first game, but we liked our characters, so we're keeping them.
Yeah, so most people are keeping the character they had, but they are not doing. We're rebuilding them from the ground up. And at the end, we might look and be like, "Ooh, how different are your stats than what they used to be?" I think Nightbot does prohibit links, but I found the link. I'll post it here in a minute. For example, the point is this will be something you learned from Starfleet. This will be a value that you learned at Starfleet, something you've taken with the way Starfleet works. You also are then going to gain attributes, 3 whole points. You can't do 3 in any one thing, but you can do 1, 1, 1, or 1 and 2. For a command, you can do those wherever you want. For a discipline, you're going to increase con or command by 2. For you, it would be con, sir.
Yes.
And then you select 2 other disciplines at 1 each, but you cannot get to 4. 4 is the max you can be at this stage. You cannot be above 4 in those. So that is for you, and then you also get a bunch of focuses, and you get yet another talent. You get 3 focuses and another talent. So let's look at the medical one. For a science person.
Medical or sciences?
It's the same.
Oh.
Same. It's like the color of the uniform. So this is 1 page lower for you. The first thing you need to do, we'll come up with your value in a little bit, Lauren, after we go through this. But as far as your attributes, you get to increase them by 3, however you want, but you can't put 3 in any place. You can do 2 and 1 or 1, 1, 1.
Okay. So I will do that. And
great. And then for your disciplines, you should increase medicine by 2, and then you can increase any 2 other disciplines by 1 each, but nothing can be over 4. It's not a danger for you. Yeah, so just 1 each to 2 other things.
okay.
Awesome. All right. Next, and this is the thing you both do, you're going to pick 3 focuses. And so focuses, again, are the sort of types of tasks you might roll where you're going to get to use your discipline as a target for like, if you roll under the discipline, you get 2 successes instead of 1. It's a thing you're particularly good at. It gives some examples here of focuses. Some of these are going to be more science-based. So we've got physics, psychiatry, quantum mechanics, trauma surgery, virology, xenobiology, genetics, infectious diseases, botany, anthropology.
Oh, so those are just examples. So I already have psychology. In our world, psychology and psychiatry are slightly different in that psychiatry, you deal with like
medicine,
psychopharmacology.
Correct.
Yeah. Is it the same in this, or does psychology cover that as well?
No, those are both from this book, so yes, they are different.
Okay.
So if you want to be a psychiatrist and a psychologist, you certainly can. But you get to pick 3 focuses now.
Yes.
What focuses are you picking, Mr. Senek?
The first one I picked is helm operations. And then question, are all of these focuses things that are within like the defined by the rules, or are there like other things that we can like kind of like finagle?
You can finagle a focus. The idea for a focus is it needs to be something that is specific but not so specific it never comes up.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Like warp field theory is great. You can use these as examples of the nature of like the level of detail it would have. Helm operations, totally. And also, I do recommend that of these focuses, maybe pick one that is almost more like a minor, not like a minor in a mine, but a scholastic minor. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Psychology, anthropology, xenobiology. It's gotta whatever it is, it's gotta end with ology. And how about anthropology, but like the store?
That ends in IE though.
That's true. But it sounds ology.
That's true.
All right, I'm picking helm operations, small craft, and diplomacy.
Small craft is a great one, and diplomacy is always logical.
I was only referred to as counselor, right? Nobody called me doctor.
No one calls you doctor.
Good. Okay, I'm not doing psychiatry then.
Okay. And then it seems that that Senek, you've also added another value. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yes. The value I've added is Occam's razor. The simplest solution is the most effective.
Hey, now the simplest solution is the most effective. Again, another thing that can be great or can be trouble, but it does explain. Explains where he's coming from. Very rational-minded.
And do we get also, one more talent?
In this phase, yes. Wow, gosh, this understandably the Academy gives you a value, 3 attributes, 1 discipline, or no, 3 attributes, 3 discipline, 3 focuses, and a talent. Starfleet Academy, guys, gives you a lot. So yes.
Wow, where do I sign up?
You should. So yeah, please pick another talent, and this can be any talent you now qualify for. So there may be talents where you needed that 4 comm.
Yes.
I would definitely, if I were you, look in the con talents.
Yeah.
Like attack run is. You probably may not know what all these mean, and I can kind of give you more information on them. Like attack run is cool, strafing run is cool, Pathfinder is pretty darn cool.
How many more talents will we be able to pick?
You will end with 4 talents total.
Okay.
And also, yeah, if you wind up winning any other Vulcan ones, just remember, if you need to go through Kolinar or whatever. And so Lauren, I know there was one you were talking about that you couldn't pick yet, right?
Yeah, that was diffuse the tension. That's a command talent.
Understood. Now I'm gonna let you know about another one. This is only available to ship's counselors. And guess what? You qualify because your presence is so high. You can only pick the following talent. This is from the other book, but you could pick this as your talent, or you can go back and pick one that you pick, like diffuse the tension if you'd rather. It's called positive reinforcement. Requirements are ship's counselor role, which is you, medicine 3 or higher, presence 9 or higher. You have all of that.
I will do that.
You have a special skill for filling others with confidence and self-assuredness. Once per mission, you may make a presence and medicine task with a difficulty of 3 while providing emotional or mental treatment for another character. Success creates a personal advantage for your patient that lasts until the end of the mission. In addition to the normal effects of the trait, that character can re-roll their dice pool as if they'd spent a point of determination once until the end of the mission. If the task of the character used the re-roll on fails, they lose the advantage created by this talent. So in other words, you can fully treat someone.
So it's kind of like bardic inspiration too.
It's like bardic inspiration. It's a much more less used and powerful version. But yes, that's the idea.
Yeah, I will take that.
All right, positive reinforcement.
I will take precision maneuvering.
Precision maneuvering. Ooh, which book is that from?
The supplement.
The supplement. Haha! You're both taking things from the supplement. I've justified the purchase. In my mind, I'm not sad. Alright, so that is called positive reinforcement. I'm giving him positive reinforcement.
It reduces the difficulty of the task by 1 to a minimum of 0 when attempting a task that requires precise maneuvering or when there is a collision risk.
That seems like the perfect thing for you. So, very cool. Oh my gosh, there's going to be so many collision risks. That's like the most common thing. That's great. All right, so you have your. So now everyone should have 4 focuses, 2 values, and 3 talents.
Yes.
So, and we need another value for you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I only have 1 valley. 1 valley.
One little valley.
Lord.
I've only got 1 valley.
Where are they again?
Values are not. There's not values or things you come up with.
Oh, that's right.
Remember how.
Yes.
Remember how you're an actor and all you people care about is character motivation? This is we're literally giving you what you want.
I just like, here's the thing. I usually don't use save.
Well, then this is the wrong game for you. All right. Well, what did your character take away from the academy? What did you learn at the academy? You studied anthropology, xenobiology, botany. You opened your mind up to all of these different disciplines. What did you learn? How did you change at the academy? What did you learn here?
She learned that like, okay, so she grew up in like an artistic family. She learned that art is more than art. You can also see art in like other species and other like minds and things like that.
Do you want to call it art and science or one and the same?
Yeah. All right, you can write it in.
Well, you can type it.
No, you can do it.
Do you want to do it? I can't tell if you want to.
I don't. I'll do it. I didn't necessarily want to art.
I already did it.
Right.
If yours are not properly capitalized, I'm gonna have a conniption.
I didn't do it.
You deleted mine.
No, you deleted.
It's nice when Lauren's bickering with someone that's not me for a change.
You did this. You're the one who wanted to be a divorced couple.
It's true. He just wanted to be a deadbeat dad.
I wanted to be divorced. Philip was the one who put us together.
Oh, but I feel like you can't be a married deadbeat dad is worse.
Married deadbeat dads are so cool. They're so funny. They have so many funny stories of the family they're not hanging out with. Step 5, career. This represents sort of, and this is actually a smaller step, so yay. You have 3 choices for this. You can either be a young officer. This means that you are kind of pretty darn straight out of the academy, and you are going to receive a talent called untapped potential. It's a specific talent. And we can kind of explain what it is. Or you can choose an experienced officer. This is kind of normal. You just get a value, whatever you want, and you get a talent, whatever you want. Or you are a veteran officer, which means you've been a Starfleet officer for decades, and you get a talent called veteran. So you can read what those are on page 118 of the 118 document, 124 PDF of the core rulebook, Star Trek Adventures PDF, Lauren. So you can see what untapped potential and veteran do if you want to be young, early, or late in your career. I think for the most part, like, you know, like aside from like the captain on like TNG, I think everybody is just an experienced officer. I don't think anybody else is a veteran.
What if one of her prior hosts was a veteran?
I would allow you to take veteran officer without actually being a veteran officer. I would actually allow that. Sure, that's interesting. One of your previous hosts was also in Starfleet.
Yeah.
You're doing a real Roland Jadzia right into Esri situation.
Quincy is not nearly as like, you know, fortissima as Jadzia though.
Ugh.
What do you think yours is going to be, Sonic?
I feel like experience just so that I can like take another talent that isn't untapped potential.
Absolutely. So, your value can be chosen freely. So this basically should be things, if you're doing experience, it means you've been in Starfleet. Even if you've been in Starfleet for a decade, you're still not a veteran, you know, and he's decades of experience. Yes. So you're 100% able to just choose any sort of value that represents the things you've learned in Starfleet.
So, given that, I know that there were the random career role, the random, like, the roles, like you said you were talking about, like, the career events.
Yes. We are going to get to those. If you would like to... Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I would like to hold off on my value selection and possibly the talent until after that. Because I would like for those to maybe be informed. But should I do the talent now?
I think you should do the talent now.
All right, well, then let's hold off on the... All right.
But I think you hold off on the value is because let's see here.
And then I'll do straight runs by talent then.
You'll do strafing run? Haha. Yeah, I would pick the talent, but yeah, you can definitely choose your value based on the career events.
Sick. Tight. 6.
How are you doing, Lauren? Are you going to be a veteran? Did you read it?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do veteran or
just experienced.
Wait, where is experience? Oh. Wait, what?
Experienced just means you get to pick everything that you want as normal.
I'll do veteran.
Oh, okay.
That seems more interesting.
Fair enough. So you will need to pick a value that represents. So basically, in your long time in Starfleet, though it is across different lives, what is a value that maybe has kind of come to you? What is a
So, interestingly enough, I think that this should be something that Quincy herself lacked before she was joined.
Okay.
So probably like something like something having to do with like discipline, like having discipline.
Okay.
Or
so this is something that Quincy lacked until she became. So like this is something that the symbiont taught Quincy.
Yeah, because it would have to be that to make it fair to take the veteran thing. I think.
How about something like
I imagine this is coming from like somebody pretty high up in Starfleet that was a previous host.
Okay, sure. How about like discipline is not a limitation?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Because if she grew up doing art, she probably
Do you want to type it?
No, you do it. I'm not touching the keyboard. I learned my lesson.
The lesson was just do it if you're doing it. All right.
No. I was like, you do it, and you're like, no, it looks like you want to do it, and I didn't.
So, and Senek has not chosen his value because now we're coming to the career events. All right, so in your sort of career, and also, and we've got your talent, we've got your, but Senek, you're holding off on the value. So now we come to the career events. All right. So there is a table of the career events. These are going to be things that like really influence you. These are things that happened to you while you've been in Starfleet. I do think for the purposes of this, these are both things that happened to Quincy Vale and not the Vale symbiont earlier.
Yes.
You're going to roll, so both of you roll 2d20. It's not adding them together. You just you look up what the numbers are. If you want to, let's also wait and see what they are because it says you can combine them into a single event if you'd like, if there's like an interesting way for that.
So I got 2 19s.
2 19s.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Double breakthrough.
Double breakthrough.
Or invention.
There we go.
I think. All right, do you want to roll again or do you want to double up on that? Do you like the idea of doubling up?
I'll double up on that.
Okay, then here's what we're going to do. Increase any 2 attributes. Actually, no, you could do it, I think. You have 2 points to spend in your attributes, so do that now. But let's talk about what the breakthrough was.
Okay.
How about your breakthrough? Let's say it wasn't scientific, and we won't have this be engineering. We'll have this be medicine instead. Let's have your breakthrough be in sort of like treatment. Let's have it be like a treating of like stress and emotional health breakthrough.
Yeah.
and we're going to say that it is a double, which means let's have it be the following. You applied. So maybe this is working with your treatment of Grimm on the ship for some reasons.
Uh-huh.
Let's say that you have applied a new means of treating beings. Like basically like almost like all sentient life can like go to this, but you've even successfully done it at some artificial intelligences.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
Okay. So, career events, we're going to call it, do you want to call it the Quincy method or the Veil method?
The Veil. She would want the system, her former host to have credit as well. And future.
Well, so it's the Veil method was your first breakthrough, and your second breakthrough was the Veil method, the Mecha Veil method. No, AI edition. Great. So in that case,
the Veil method 2047.
So go ahead and increase any your attributes. I'm gonna say that I think you should increase an attribute by 2, because it's the same thing for both, unless you like the idea that you had to use a different attribute for the tech one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I probably would have had to use like control. Well, you know what? I'm gonna increase control by 1
Okay.
and insight again.
Perfect. I love it. All right, now it says this kind of technological achievement does not go unnoticed by Starfleet. Increase engineering by 1. I am going to say that so you're going to get to increase both of these. Let's have you increase engineering by 1 for the tech one, but the other one it should be medicine. So increase engineering by 1 and medicine by 1.
That's fair.
And now you get 2 more focuses related to this. So, though you have psychology, we might want to pick a more sort of specific one, but I think we should also, you should put on, like, AI. You should put on, like, artificial intelligence, because you know about that from this. So make that one of your focuses, and then have the other one be something related to the Veil method. Like, for example, if the Veil method makes extensive use of, like, an intense holo program, and you're drawing on your artistic background, you're a holo programming expert. If the Veil method makes intensive use of music, you're really good at the whatever lyre. You know, it's that kind of thing. I would think about what
I was actually thinking it would be a holo program.
Then make holo programming your other one. That's fun. Using holo programming. Great. So we'll retcon it and say that you really helped your engineer program that thing for Grimm when he went to the Goblin Market on the holodeck. Yeah. Great.
She learned how to do the programming because they weren't getting the like style quite right, so she had to like get in there and learn. The colors were off, you know.
Perfection.
With hex codes floating around in her mind.
Exactly.
What
did you roll?
So I rolled death of a friend and transporter accident, which I'm like, I'm not against. I'm not super into. So like, can I like roll another set, like just one more set and see what we get, or how do you feel about that?
I don't. You don't have to roll it all. You can just pick what you like. Yeah, go ahead and roll another set.
But I like rolling dice.
Then roll.
I'm glad that Quincy doesn't have a tragic backstory. Her trauma's gonna come in this series.
Well, Veil has multiple tragic backstories.
That's true.
What'd you roll this time?
So I rolled 12 and 13. So betrayed ideals for a superior and then called out a superior. Which, like,
it's amusing.
I don't think that makes sense. So I will just stick with the original. No.
You could also do a 1 and 1.
Yeah.
You could do betrayed ideals for a superior after they caused a transporter accident. What is the transporter accident one? Where is that? What number is that?
That's
10. Oof. Well, that does. The transporter increases your con by 1.
Yeah, I like, and also, okay, also, like, just personally, like me, Dan, I think so much about how I would never take a transporter because it kills you.
Well, then that can be why, that can really reinforce you being a pilot.
Yes, I definitely want 10. I think 10 is something that I want to put of me into this character.
Perfect. So we'll do transporter accident, and then... Do you want it to be... Do you want this to be a single event or 2 separate events?
2 separate events.
Understood. Okay, cool. So yeah, then just pick the other one. Can be anything. What do you think of this system so far, Lauren, of putting together the character?
I like it. I think it's interesting. It takes pressure off of me.
Oh, good. What pressure do you usually feel?
I'll go with death of a friend because I think that like the interpersonal stuff adds a lot more to like a Vulcan. I think when they're like so robotic.
Death of a friend. Was it a fellow crew member?
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, just so you guys know, down at the bottom of the page, there is a big area for backstory notes. So if you want to like fill in this information more there, you certainly can. So your friend was another Starfleet crew member. Who was to blame for this death? Was it an enemy, an accident? Were you somehow culpable?
I don't believe I was culpable. I think. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. Wait. Okay. Here's an idea. It's Klingon. And so now I use the bat left. I took up the bat left in my friend's memory.
So in other words, you just really want to get to have a bat left.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Death of a friend. Right. Put bat left as your focus.
Great.
And they say Vulcans aren't emotional beings.
I mean, I haven't. According to my character, I have not.
Doom Toronto is the name, by the way.
Yeah, Doom Toronto.
I see. Apostrophe. Sorry, said.
Hey, Doom Toronto.
All right, so, you had a Klingon friend. You've learned the Batleth in their honor. Have you given yourself the 1 in insight and 1 in medicine?
I am doing that right now.
Beautiful. All right. Great. So, but how did this person die? Whose fault was it?
I think. Let's see.
I'm putting this down in your background notes just as you talk, so you have it for later. You can readjust it.
I think it was not in battle. It wasn't like on a mission or wasn't in conflict because I then take their batleth and use it so that their batleth can find the glory that they were unable to find with it.
Perhaps just a disease?
Maybe it's been a disease, yeah. Just some random disease.
That's really rough for a Klingon. Didn't go to Stovacor.
No. So out of my friend's memory, I am attempting to help them get to Stovacor posthumously. I don't know how this works. I'm a Vulcan.
I mean, it's all illogical. Now, go to Transporter Accident, the next page. Increase your control by 1, your con by 1. Oh, and wait, we already took the focus. Only 1 focus. Great. your transporter accident. So control goes up by 1. So your con's at 5 now?
You get my cons at 5 now.
Hey, baby! You did it!
Rock it out.
So, with your con at 5, way to go. This experience means the character takes shuttles more often now that the transporter increasing con by 1. Yeah, of course it does.
Yes.
Increasing control by 1. Perfect. So, what do you think your focus was? What have you sort of like become sort of good at because of that crazy event?
Okay, well, so what would the event have been? I'm like, it's not. I don't think it's like the kind of. It wasn't the kind of thing where it's like I think between like it wasn't a super severe thing, in that like it didn't like. There's not like a evil me twin walking around.
Sure. You didn't come back without an arm that they regrew for you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I guess like, cause I guess it could be worse than like if it happened to me, Dan, because like logically I would assume that like Seneca would logically assume that the odds of this happening are very low, so the odds of it happening to me again are incredibly low. So it wouldn't be like,
ooh, I have an idea.
okay.
How about you have been involved in 2 transporter accidents, defying all logic.
That's fair.
So that your unshakable logic is shaken by this. So your value can maybe represent this kind of like the fact that so you could somehow pick a value that reflects that, or you can pick a value about your other side, or you can just pick a value randomly because you don't have to have it tie into these. But yeah,
Caution can be logical.
I am not an uncautious being. Wait, okay, hang on.
Superstition can be super justified.
I'm not afraid. You're afraid.
I'm going to Google some terms real quick. I'll get back to you.
Understood. All right. Well, very fun. In that case, as you look up that value, and you also do one more, and you do need one more focus related to it. The ones they recommend, I'm half saying this for our viewers, the ones they recommend are things like transporters and replicators, small craft, which you already have, quantum mechanics. Yours could be knowing when it's reality, which was also your power as armament in the astral realm.
Oh, yeah.
Which was fun.
Metaphysics.
Love it.
That's what I want, yeah.
Perfect. And guys, just kind of keep thinking of this because you all get one last value. This one might reflect the... Oh, see, I thought there was a thing. This one could reflect the events from step 6, or it could be from wherever. So the point is, yeah. Just, you all get one more value. Any ideas for yours, Lauren?
I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you everything that's going to happen here. You're going to get that. You are then going to make sure that nobody has an attribute over 12 or a discipline over 5. None of you do. You have some at those levels, but none of them are over them. You'll then get 2 more points to attributes. Only one in 2 different ones. You'll then get 2 more points to disciplines. And then we will do our final check to make sure you have the right number of everything.
Wait, where are we supposed to get our third value? Oh, right, from from the officer. Right, never mind. Yeah, the one that I said.
The third value is from the career, and then the fourth value. When you said, "Can I hold it?" I was like, "I think you get one, but since you don't get one of the thing." But the final step is like pick a last value. You might want to pick it from your events.
Yeah.
So
I need 2 more right now.
You need 2 more, Lauren. You need 1 more.
What about something like vulnerability as a virtue? Like,
sure.
Like, yeah.
I was thinking something like trust what you can touch, but like that kind of falls under logic dictates. So I will do something different.
Yeah, because and your other one is also very logic centric.
Yeah. So I don't want to be. I was something that's more one out.
No, connection is key. I want to do that.
Perfect.
Instead.
I wonder though. You're saying like only trust what you can touch.
No. I'm going away from that because like.
But I wonder if there's a way to make that less logical. I wonder if there's a thing of, ooh, what about, I only trust myself at the controls? What about like some kind of like, you know, like your that need for sort of the control ever since the transporter thing. You're like, okay, well now like I only, you know, I'm you know, most calm when you're at the controls or behind in the con chair, something like that.
I am the steady hand at the wheel.
That's perfect. I am the steady hand at the wheel. I'm the one who knocks. Guys, that's from a TV show from several years ago that was very, very good and everybody loved it. It was called Mad Men. And that's the scene where after he's selling all the meth, Don Draper.
No, I've never seen it.
You're not gonna remember this one fact.
From Mad Men? Wait,
yeah.
Wait, have you seen Breaking Bad?
No.
Okay, cool. Have you seen what's another big one? Have you seen Game of Thrones?
What if I said no?
Okay, so this is the one where Don Draper, after he sells all the meth, he comes into Ned Stark and says, "I'm the one who knocks. And you're gonna buy Chesterfield cigarettes."
And then it just ends with a guy in the parking lot and it cuts to black.
See, okay, you've seen some shows.
I actually haven't seen that. No, it ends.
My other favorite show is the one where the guy says, "What day is it?" He says, "Tuesday."
Because it's like I love the Game of Thrones theme song where it's like you've got to keep the dragon way down in the hole.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that's
I should have referenced. That was the other show I should have referenced. Actually,
Mad Men. Phil, do you remember Mad Men was the first like fun ringtone that I like paid for back when you had to pay for ringtone.
God, I really remember paying for ringtones.
And I saw a thing where it's like, remember like in 2006 where we paid for ringtones and now we've all had our phones on silent for the last 5 years?
Yeah.
When someone's phone rings, I look at them like they are a disturbing human.
When somebody has the little tap tap when they're typing, my housemate has his on sometimes, and I'm just like.
You guys, you may be aware of this. Did you know that you can turn on read receipts for only one person?
Yeah. You can go into the message and turn them on,
So, I accidentally did that once with Evan, where I literally know what it was. Like I was grabbing my phone and like his thing swiped and I must have hit the button, whatever. So at some point I sent him a text and he texted me back like so worried. He's like, "Hey, you have read receipts on. I just wanted to let you know."
That's true, man.
And then I looked it up and I was like, "Thank God it was only for you." Who does read receipts?
My friend does.
But like, how does that benefit you? As a good friend of mine once said, this only helps the stalkers.
Because I don't know. But he also shares his locations with like all of his friends. What? Like all of his very close friends. Well, hey, if he ever goes missing, we'll all be like, he was last here. Like, we have documentation. I don't know. I think it's really sweet. He like wants people to know like he's connected to them. He's never left anyone on red to my knowledge. Whereas me, terrible at responding. I will deny calls.
Don't leave me on red.
Okay, I got my last value.
What's your last value?
The people make the ship.
Ooh.
That comes from like the dead friend.
I think that's a great value. After all, it is only logical that these beings aboard the ship must make it distinct from a fully automated vessel. So, Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So you now all have that. Now, the last thing you do is you increase 2 attributes by 1. You increase 2 disciplines by 1. You cannot take an attribute over 12. You cannot take a discipline over 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that?
Oh, we get more points?
To both, yes. You get 2 more points. So you get 1 more point so 2 attributes go up by 1. 2 disciplines go up by 1. Ooh, fancy pantsy.
Okay, I'm sorry. 2 attributes go up by 1, and 2 disciplines go up by 1.
Yes.
Is what you said. Okay. Sorry, I was typing about my anxiety in the
Well,
group chat. Everything makes me anxious.
Now you're giving me anxiety because you won't type the thing.
Everything makes me anxious. Not everyone. That was a typo, but kind of everyone does. Everything, everyone. Why am I the way I am?
You make me anxious.
Thank you.
Aw, it means you care about me. You're not anxious about things you don't care about. Ishka, bishka.
You're living up to your name, Sophia.
That was good. Have you added your things yet?
I have not, because I was distracted. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna do another reason and another control. And then I'm gonna do what is con again?
Con is like it's like piloting basically, but it also there are other things it can be.
I'll do. Okay, I'm good. I'm done.
Okay. Dan, have you added your disciplines up?
What's your discipline total be at right now?
Your discipline total should be 16.
Okay. Okay, I just couldn't remember. Right. Okay, so it's.
Yeah, I don't think you've added your 2 yet.
No, I was good. I couldn't remember. I forgot if I'd added 1 yet.
And then, Rosie Explosy. Lauren, you need. Are you finished?
Yes.
You need 1 more attribute. You were short by 1 attribute, so add 1 point somewhere.
All right, I am done.
Great. Fitness. You never put a point into fitness. All right. You have done your finishing touches. You've done your value.
I'm sorry. No. I'm gonna put it in daring. I'm removing. Okay. She's not very strong, not very brave, but
now,
she has to be brave.
Each of you has a number of stress that you have. Now, we have this big, I put in as much stress as they did just for the whatever. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to fill in the stress you actually have as gray boxes. You could do the same. Here, Quincy Vale, I'll do it in your sheet. What is your fitness plus your security?
That is an 8.
Okay, so you only have 8 stress.
Oh, good. Well, all that yoga, that good old Deanna Troy, and Dr. Crusher sent out. I'm in the newsletter.
And you have 12?
I have 12, yes.
Wonderful. You get to kind of like personal details. I think we have a sense of this. We know your departments. We know your ranks. You both will gain as your equipment. You both get a. I'll just put these both on your things. Comm badge, tricorder. You will both have an unarmed attack. And honestly, we may not go through all the weapon stats. I don't know that we'll do those now. You will probably have a type. You'll have a phaser type 2. Senec, because you go on stuff, but you'll also have a batleth. But I mean, I would imagine you're not always taking your batleth with you places, but
no, I'm not.
As a counselor, you'll have a phaser type 1. Great. Okay, so that's your equipment. We have all that sort of stuff here. Yeah, I think that's. I think for now we can basically say that we've got your guys' characters built.
Nice.
It's kind of a fun process, and you sort of you have some like you have. I mean, it obviously is easy when you know that your character has gone to the thing and has done, has like served on a ship, so there's some shape to it. But I think it's nice to be like, here's some major events from my story. And here's some places I grew up, and this influenced me this way or that way. So I think it's a really cool.
You asked earlier about like what kind of stress it relieves. It's the major points, because when I'm thinking, like, I can fill in a backstory, no problem, but it's like major points that I'm like, those aren't usually decided for people, so I have a hard time deciding them for characters.
I understand.
Trauma just happens. You just...
Wait, what? No, it doesn't.
You just take it as it comes. And you build your own character around that. And you cry.
Not incorrect.
Okay. I'm just kind of typing stuff in, and I hope everybody out there kind of enjoyed watching this. I think this was kind of some fun stuff. It's 3 for this.
Certainly different from our normal streams.
Yeah.
That is very true. Charge hidden 1. I'm just putting the various standard issue is your phaser type 1. The phaser type 2 is charge standard issue. Oh, and they're both one hand, which you guys know. The other one is just charge standard issue. Okay. Then we go to Batleth. That has to be on here. Is it not on here? Oh, I see it. Heavy blade Batleth. Ooh, fancy. Dice for a Batleth is 3.
17.
It is then vicious 1. It is 2-handed. It is opportunity 1, escalation 1. I don't know what either of those things mean.
We'll find out.
It means if it gets pulled out, you're probably going to hit someone, and someone's going to be pissed.
There is...
Hey, if you're pulling it out, you gotta stick it somewhere.
Okay. Hi, baby. So there is actually one other point of this game, and I realize now I should have mentioned this to people if you really care about this, but because the game is not meant to be like super martial, and also neither of you are into security, it sort of maybe makes sense. But if anybody wants to adjust a point, I will let them do that. Just so you know, you then gain a bonus to the number of the damage dice you get to roll, and the damage dice in this game act kind of very differently. So, it's not like a thing where just like the more damage dice means more guaranteed damage, more opportunities for some damage. You gain a bonus equal to your security score. So, for you, Quincy, that's a +1. What is that for you, Senek? What is your security score?
2.
So if anybody knowing that really wants to adjust, but man, neither of you should take on Grace Maxwell because she's got a 4 in security, and she'll mess you up.
Quincy is not a fighter.
Quincy's not a fighter. She really is not a fighter.
She will really try to de-escalate.
All right, so well, everything adds up. We've got your stuff here, guys. I think we have your characters built. So we have kind of half of our sort of core crew. We're also gonna have lots of guest stars in these Star Trek games. These are super fun. It's 9:14. What do you guys think? Call it a night here.
Yeah, we've got a big game tomorrow.
We do have a big game.
Oh my god, yeah, we gotta build.
Oh wait, should we? Oh no. I was about to say, should we build your Voluptua character right now as well?
How long is it gonna take?
Not any fucking time.
All right, let's do that right now then.
Switching gears.
So
people are gonna join and be like,
"This is my normal blood from a stone sheet."
It will be, and I have to add one to it for you, sir.
You know what? If anyone asks, we're building a character for a holodeck.
I'm actually I'm gonna send this to your sheet the way I do. But then I'm actually going to drag this sheet in front of the screen just so people can see it. because it's funny. Just so you guys can sort of see how this works. Okay, so Dan, that has been made on your sheet. I'm gonna put this on so basically I think Twitch can see. I know this will be whatever. But here's the thing. So you have your name, description, your signature moves. Those are the things you can set your dice for. And then, of course, you have your stamina, but then you have your action die and your zone die. Bite, blow, kiss, squeeze, stroke, suck, buns, ears, lips, navel, nipple, thigh. Bite is direct, aggressive, intense. Blow is gentle, subtle, teasing, graceful. Kiss is passionate, earnest, true. Squeeze is possessing, dominating, strong. Stroke is controlled, precise, adaptable. Suck is desperate, greedy, consuming, wild. Buns, sturdy, rich, durable. Root chakra. Ears, sensing, intuitive, dreaming. Third eye chakra. Lips, communicative, expressive, truthful. Throat chakra. Navel, confident, goal-oriented, strong-willed. Solar plexus chakra. Nipple, loving, compassionate, nourishing, sensitive. Heart chakra. And thigh, pleasing, pleasurable, creative, energetic, surging, sacral chakra. So if anybody was wondering what those were, that's what those are. All right, let's go to Dan's.
Maybe go like, I don't know if people who are observing know what's
Oh
going
yeah,
on
guys, on tomorrow night on a Friday game, in our horror game, we're in a place called Voluptua, which is a haunted Skinamax movie. And last time we had multiple sexy montages, and we had a sex scene. We had a full-on sex scene. There were boobs and buns everywhere.
I gotta figure out if I'm like gonna be wearing like normal Rawlings gear or if I wear like a Hawaiian shirt.
That will actually be answered for you.
Oh.
I mean, like
the idea of him
no.
walking around
Oh,
in,
sorry,
like,
you
like
as
me
a...
personally when I show up to the stream, yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Great question. Did this get copied?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah, Raleigh
right back.
Voluptua. Perfect. Okay. So, your first thing, my good man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to, so basically, you're going to pick, the way this game works is you you roll 2 dice. You roll 2 d6s. You have to make sure you can either write on them like I did, like an insane person, or using labels, or you can just have 2 different colors. But whenever you roll for anything, the action die determines like how you wind up doing it. The zone die represents sort of like what your target was or your approach or something like that. The point is, the idea is that in a place like this, you sometimes lose your inhibitions or things don't go exactly how you thought. However, for your signature moves, you get to set one of the dice to whichever side you want. So if you know you want to do something subtly, you would say, I'm going to make my action die a blow, and then I'll just roll and hope it goes somewhere useful.
I'm still confused about the signature move.
Okay, so
give me an example. Just give me an example.
Perfect. Let's actually Rawlings. I'm spotting you a signature move for free.
Right.
That is Dread Mythos. You know all about the Dread stuff.
Okay.
So ordinarily, if I say do you have 2 d6s? Let's just do a sample. 2 d6s of different colors. Decide which one's action, which one's zone.
Red for action, gray for zone.
Okay. So we're gonna say Rawlings. You're trying to seductively sip from a Mai Tai. So roll.
That's a stroke navel.
Stroke navel. So you do a perfect job at this goal-oriented thing, and with exact precision but not much passion, you suck the straw exactly in the way that it makes sense to, but it's not very so to some people they might be like, ooh, the man has talent. Other people might like, he's like way too
There's
cold.
no soul in it. Yeah.
Exactly. What's cool about the system is that it could matter. However, if you were going to make a Dread Mythos roll, rather than rolling both of those, you can say, I'm setting my action to blow because I want to be very careful about this.
Well,
then you
set a zone?
Or the zone. You can set whichever one you
either.
want. Now, you can also spend 1 stamina to set any die to whatever you want. So you can spend 2 stamina to set any roll to anything you want, but your stamina is also your HP.
Okay, all right.
And you can also use stamina to reroll.
Okay.
And you can also use stamina for that nebulous thing of like, can I give myself an advantageous situation? Okay. So you're gonna pick 3 more signature moves, things that Rawlings is good at. Try to maybe pick things that he's been proven to be good at. I've recommended the players do at least one that could have some kind of use in either combat or escaping combat.
Yeah. So what would be the equivalent of like getting out of there?
Just running.
Yeah, running. Yeah.
Just put on running.
Yeah,
Because
right,
also
running.
you can run sexy on a beach, and that's good too.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
All right. So we'll do running. We'll do. I'm trying to think of like what Rawlings. Let me look at
I'm just
Rocket
looking at my old
Rawlings.
like character sheets. Like.
Oh, he always did have threaten, didn't he? He always had intimidate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here it's less threaten. Ooh, maybe it's.
I mean, on my original Rawlings sheet from
Merkshire.
Merkshire, he had like a 63 in psychology, so like insight.
Sure. Let's do insight. We'll do insight up here. Do you want to do intimidate? Do you want to have that be a thing? He never uses that, but that's been on all his character sheets. We can get rid of that here.
I feel like this place is more intimidating to him than
he would be, than he possibly could be to it.
Yeah.
Rawlings did. He had both religion and arcana
and history
expertise.
Like on Merkshire.
In Merkshire at history, okay. Well, yeah. Why don't you do history? But it's Dread Mythos. The history here, you would know nothing of it. Wait a second. Your last one should just be smoothies.
Yeah. Smoothies.
Because that actually matters here. Lauren's character is a bartender. She made someone a smoothie with Everclear and spinach. She rolled a blow, so it was very subtle.
She wanted to keep a clear head, so I just all right. Put some Everclear in it.
So we're giving you Dread Mythos as a freebies. You have Running, Insight, and Smoothies. Next, you're going to pick. So basically, Running, Insight, and Smoothies. Yeah. All right. Next, you are going to pick. So those are your signature moves. Next, you're going to pick a turn on and a turn off, or 2 turn ons or 2 turn offs. This is across both of the dice. You're going to pick 2 faces, and they can either be both turn offs, both turn ons, or 1 turn off, 1 turn on. Now, here's where the game is so subjective in a way I genuinely find fascinating. Turn ons are not always good. Turn offs are not always bad. A turn on simply means that when you roll the face that is a turn on, you fully commit to whatever that element of it is, and really the whole thing. But you fully commit. So, example, if you have a turn on that is kiss, and you roll a kiss, your passion is consuming. If you roll a turn on that is stroke, you are like so enjoying the precision. You might be. It's like a turn on. A turn on can be great because it can mean you do something better, but it can also mean that you
because you're doing it so much, it ends up being worse.
You lose perspective. Like, for example, a turn on is always the worst thing you could roll when you're trying to resist something, whereas a turn off can save your life.
Yeah.
Like a turn off, if you roll a turn off when you're like, if you're trying to mix a drink and you roll a turn off, you failed rolling the drink. If you roll a turn off when you're trying to like run away from a monster, you really run away from it.
So, okay, so then should I pick these based I'm like looking at the action dice, for example.
Yeah.
Should I be like Rawlings hates biting things?
He does.
Or should I be like based on like the descriptors of it?
I think it's both. I think it is a mixture of both. I think that I think that Lauren, if memory serves, did you pick turn off was buns because people keep grabbing your ass? So it's like, but then your other turn on, your turn off was buns, but your turn on was something that was more like conceptual. So I think you can do either one. Like, certainly turn off of bite makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do a turn off of bite.
Okay. And when we click turn off, it turns orange, so you know. Yeah.
And then, I like
And also, if you think Rawlings would have 2 turn offs, that's totally fine. On the other hand,
I guess given that he's a smoothie guy, turn on of suck.
Sure. There we go. So the action die is a much more high drama die for you.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you this, my sir. If you ever spend stamina or invoke one of your signature moves, and you set a die to a turn on or a turn off, it does not invoke it being a turn on or turn off.
Okay.
Because the idea is, like, if you're purposefully doing it, you don't have the effect of a turn on or turn off. It's only when a die is actually rolled and comes up as one of those that the intensification occurs. Okay, great. Now, you're going to pick, last step, pick your sexy surprise. Woo! A sexy surprise is kind of just almost like a little like class feature. Obviously a super simple system. Your 3 choices are Smooth Operator. You gain 2 more signature moves.
Deep reserves.
I think maybe I shouldn't have had Deep Reserves be an option because it's what all 4 people picked it.
It just feels like in a game where I know that you are trying to kill us, it feels like that is necessary.
Then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm doing this retroactively for them. They can repick if they want to. Changing the rule right now. I'm changing it on your sheet, but it will be a change that affects everyone. That's the difference now.
Oh.
So what I've just done is Deep Reserves does not give you 2 extra stamina, but 1. Because stamina is so valuable, giving you 2...
Sometimes, in Voluptuous, sometimes she says those reserves are deep, but they ain't as deep as she says they are.
Hey now.
Oh boy.
So
I'm just in Voluptuous, Lauren.
If you still want to pick Deep Reserves, please go for it, but I think I've made it a little less. But because all 4 people did it, it was OP. It was too much better than the other options. So there, I'm making that ruling. Guys, this is called game design. What you do is you watch people play, you see the choices they make, and you adjust if and when it's necessary.
I'm going Smooth Operator.
Smooth Operator, so you get to gain 2 more signature movie moves.
Okay, I want... Okay.
Sophia, tomorrow's gonna be a lot. It's really going to be a lot. They're not ready. No one's ready.
Here's a signature move I want. Being the nerd. And I know that's not like, that's different than, I think I'm going to say, that's different than knowing about Dread Mythos. That's like, where it's like, that guy has glasses. That guy, like, I don't know, we lost Lauren. That, like.
We did just lose Lauren.
Yeah. But does that make sense?
I didn't actually hear what you said because that just happened, and now I just had to text her back, "Are you okay? Did you die?" Because she always asks me that.
Yeah.
So did you say being a nerd?
Being the nerd, or being. How do we feel about that?
I'm into it. I'm trying to think if there's a.
Who's that behind those glasses?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Just put, because we'll know what it means. Just put taking off glasses.
Yeah. Done. Okay.
As "Kiss Me" by Sixpence None the Richer begins to play. All right. Wait. Oh my God. Wait. Had you guys not seen me here? Oh my lord.
Let's see. Oh wait. Okay, wait. Here's one more.
I'm into it.
I'm not from around here. I'm like foreign, like has an accent.
Let's just do invoking mystery then.
Okay.
Yeah, because these aren't quite as we did smooth, but like smoothies just really means all things smoothies you get. You're really good at you're both good at consuming and making and identifying smoothies. Yeah. Oh my God. All right.
This is playtesting, Philip.
It's called playtesting. I think you were really in a values mode
Yeah.
of like, I'm not from around here, and that is what it is. But in this, it needs to be that evoking mystery, being mysterious. That means you can sort of do it both because these actually are mechanical, so we want them to have like actual applications. But those are both perfect.
Yeah.
Because
great. Okay, cool.
because invoking mystery will be a way for you to like get away with saying less, or a way for you to like getting people intrigued. It does. Oh wait, Lauren's back. I was about to say she was gone, but now she's here. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Sorry.
Thanks.
We didn't talk bad about you at all while you were gone.
No, not a single
I
thing.
believe that. I
No,
don't
no,
believe it.
no. Believe it, because
Lauren,
we didn't
the
talk
number
about
of
you.
the number of bad things we said about you were 0.
Yeah, we were too busy. We were too busy living our lives, not even thinking about you.
Uh-huh. How's this character building going for
He's
this
got it done.
holodeck episode of Star Trek Adventures?
His other two skills, his other two signature moves are taking off glasses and invoking mystery, which are very appropriate for this world. Well, guys, that was great. I'm so excited for this campaign. I'm going back to the Star Trek part. Obviously, I'm excited about tomorrow night. Guys, tomorrow night, oh boy, there's gonna be some fun stuff. We'll see how it goes. But I'm very excited about the Star Trek campaign. I was considering getting your guys' input a bit on the ship and some of its functions, but because we're sort of out of time and we don't have the full crew, I'm just gonna do that myself. Because
which style of uniforms are appropriate on the ship we're on?
See, okay, here's the problem. Because I don't understand, like the Deep Space Nine uniforms became the Voyager uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
And then Deep Space Nine started wearing the gray top uniforms, which is what everybody was wearing in First Contact, and I think is that also what they were in Nemesis and Insurrection?
Yes.
I definitely Insurrection. I honestly saw Nemesis once, never again.
I don't think
it's not that bad. I don't know what's wrong with everyone.
I think
don't
you
mind
would
that
technically be in those. So, but like I find those the least interesting.
I know. Also, I don't think any of us have the gray ones.
No one has the gray ones.
Why?
You have the gray one?
No, I said, why would you though?
You know what uniform I think is
DS9.
what uniform I really like are the do either of you watch Lower Decks?
Yeah.
The Lower Decks uniforms are like cool, and that is very much the time period of this. Maybe actually this is probably a little before that.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, like the Voyager Deep Space Nine uniform is correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that on this ship, we'll say this is like there's some rule on this legacy ship that people can wear a variety of different uniform styles from Starfleet's history. We'll say there's like some rule about it's always Legacy Day.
No, we should all get the same uniform so it would look cool.
Okay,
That's
you're
a lot of
right.
money.
So which uniform should it be?
Voyager.
Voyager?
I actually need a Voyager comm badge. I only have TNG. I might buy one. Wait, maybe I do have one. I'll have to look. I have a whole mess of Star Trek stuff.
I mean, I would say I would just put everybody in Next Generation uniform because that's the coolest. I also think the Voyager Deep Space Nine uniform, like, was that only for like excursionary things? Like maybe like they never wore that on the Enterprise.
No, wait. The gray
Black
one?
with the top,
Black with the I like that black with the shoulder on top.
with a colorful shoulder.
That was Voyager and DS9.
Yeah,
but
but
DS9 moved to the gray ones but Picard was wearing a No, they did have it in the last season or something. I distinctly remember Riker wearing the gray too, and Picard had the jacket.
No, Riker wears the gray in First Contact. They all do. I'm talking about the black jumpsuit with like a red shoulders or blue shoulders.
Oh no, I don't think they ever
Next
wore that
Generation
on.
never wore that. So was that only for space stations and exploratory vessels?
Maybe. But isn't Enterprise exploratory?
Well, the Enterprise is, that's true, yes. Also, why didn't they just keep Deep Space Nine in their uniforms and give Voyager different uniforms? Why did they do a thing where, like, now Voyager's in these uniforms and Deep Space Nine, we're going to change you to these? That's dumb.
I don't know.
All right,
I
well,
that jacket that Picard had.
Let's see.
So, well, this conversation's lost all momentum. As we're just
I'm trying to. I'll do some research on this. I want to figure this out.
Well, yeah, I think it should be a combination of what you guys all most want to acquire, because I assume you're all going to get a thing, and I'll get the Admiral version of whatever it is.
Hell yeah!
Oh!
Because I'm an Admiral, damn it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if I'll have that by a week from Friday. Or a week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, but we've spent enough time building these fucking characters that, like, we're gonna have these. We're gonna
so wait,
do this.
so you have Next Generation, right?
I have Next Gen, yeah.
What do you have, Lauren?
DS9. Science.
It'll be one or the other of those. Which
I'm
one?
perfectly okay. I'm perfectly okay going DS9.
I would prefer that because I don't want to buy a whole other thing currently. I'm saving up for a tattoo.
Ooh! Were you getting those troll spots put on permanently?
Oh god, no. No. I made one of my pinned videos on TikTok is of that. It's one of my, like, most viewed, and people were like, you should, you look so hot. It's like, they're, like, I do think they look cool, but people are creepy about them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do they go all the way down? Yes. I know that's a line from the show, but also stop asking me that. But also, when I wear them, no. Because that's a lot of work and nobody sees them anyway. If I went on the Star Trek cruise, though, I would get them hennaed on me.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. But I will
Sophia, that's wrong. They definitely should be.
Should be what?
Sophia said not all life decisions should be made based on hotness.
Oh, that is true, Sophia. Even though a lot my
Lauren?
characters,
Yeah.
my character. Hey, real life is different than D&D characters.
I know.
If I
That's
want my
why I don't
D&D
care about my
characters to be
D&D
hot,
characters.
they can be hot.
I don't care about my D&D characters being hot.
I do.
All right. Well, anyway, friends, on this note, I'm just trying. I think Admiral uniform is actually, understandably, the hardest to find.
Yeah.
They're not a very common one.
You
for
should
cosplay.
do the Q with the hat, the black hat. You
I
could
get-
probably.
I
You
get
should,
what you're
you should
saying.
dress up as Q in the mariachi band outfit.
That's
Just
Little
every
Hudson.
session just be in a different Q thing. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll
I would. It's okay.
well, we will figure that out. But in any case, yeah, join us. Thanks for joining us here. I'm not going to do the whole spiel because I do it every time.
Yeah.
But join us at least tomorrow for Blood from a Stone in Voluptua, and then a week from tomorrow for Star Trek USS Noteworthy Episode 2.
Yeah.
I better figure out what the hell that's going to be. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this character building. I feel like I know even more about the system now. I hope you guys do as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do this. Until next time.
Read to beam up.
Wait, do what?
Read to beam up.
Oh, that's so what it should be.
That's so good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so what it ought to be. Until next time, 3 to beam up.